I think this is a great question for the group to answer. Has there ever been a moment where losing money actually brought you closer to your purpose? Amanda?
Wow. Thank you for starting with me. Where losing money brought me closer to my purpose.
I can go.
Yeah, please do.
The example I can think of is when I was down to $3 and change in my bank account. And I remember our only purpose, by our, I mean me and my twin brother's purpose, was to make enough money to afford an expensive house. And when we hit rock bottom, I went outside and the gardener was there. And he was weed whacking. And I realized then he was so happy weed whacking and getting into his beat up pickup truck that money to him was not important. Happiness was. So somehow that changed me. I went to the bank, even though I had to pay a fee for overdraft protection. I got $20 out of the ATM, and I made it back in time to give him $20 as he was leaving. And that made me realize happiness supersedes the pursuit of the almighty dollar. So yes, there has been a time that losing money made me realize that my true passion is giving, not receiving.
I can say that I have chosen to lose money in favor of my purpose before the time that I quit my corporate job to go back to school. And I didn't do it for money. I went back for the love of the game, but not sports, learning, academia.
Oh, the rapper?
What?
The rapper, the game?
Oh, I didn't know there was a rapper called
It's
The
a
Game.
rapper, the game.
No, I didn't do it for the game. I did it for the Amanda. So I had a sweet, cushy corporate job, and I said, I actually have a passion for people and for psychology, and I'd like to go back to school. So I quit the job completely to go back to school full-time, picked up another part-time job so that I could have the proper hours, because I was in school, I think 20, 25 hours a week. Then the coursework, then the job on top of that, put myself through school. And then the pandemic hit and plans changed. But it did bring me closer to my passion to feel like I was learning again, to expand my mind. And it was easy to forfeit money for that. I had hardly any income, just enough to pay for food and bare necessities and gas to travel back and forth from school to home. But it was an exhilarating time.
Great. I love that. One time we lent a friend $100,000 and we lost it. We lost $100,000, and that was my savings. And I think it taught me how to not trust sometimes, how to think rationally sometimes, and how to understand what's the bigger picture, what's the bigger lesson trying to be taught here. And so for me, I was a giver, and I still am, but I have to do it more cautiously. Because if I give and I give it to the wrong person, then that's not a good outcome. It's not a good outcome, never is a good outcome. But it had me sit by myself and think about the choices of my life and what's really important. And the reason we gave this guy $100,000 was to double it and triple it. And he kept on promising that it's going to be $1 million one day. I think greed got the best of me. And so I had to sit down and understand that this is a very, it's an expensive lesson, but at that point, you have to take any lesson you can.
Yeah.
And for me, that was not a big price to pay to understand how life works and what priorities are and what trust means and how to be the kind of person that understands the meaning behind money and greed and to kind of start to steer away from it.
So that taught you how to be discerning.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And did that connect you to your purpose more, would you say?
It did, because for me, finding quick, schemes that would double, triple your money, that was my way of thinking about life. Mm. And the moment that happened, I realized that there's no quick way to success. You have to work for it. You have to be intelligent about it. You have to understand what money means and what it can provide and what it can also give in terms of heartache and pain to you.
Wow. Any comments on that?
None. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That was stunning. So would you like to do your question next, or shall I?
You.
Okay. How do you measure a purposeful life, if not by dollars?
Me?
Yeah, let's start with you.
I'd say the size of your footprint on society, on the loved ones that you have. That would be the biggest measurement of success, in my opinion.
What does that mean, the size of your footprint?
How many lives you touched, not from a monetary standpoint, but from your love, what you can give, how important you made people around you feel, how empowered you made them feel. I think that would be success in my book. Anyone can go steal money, make money quickly, gamble it and make money, but that's not a measurement of someone's character.
Does it have to be a large quantity of people, or can it be a smaller group that was touched really deeply?
I think I go for quality, not quantity in my life. So if it's just a handful of people around you that you made their life better, that you made them wake up in the mornings and smile and thank God or the universe for having you in their life, I think that would be the measurement of success.
Nice. Gotta clear my throat real quick. Kevin?
Absolutely. Wow, my voice changed. Yes, my measurement of success is when my brother said that people wake up in the morning and they're like, wow, it's how I feel when I go to bed. That's my measurement of success, because I look back at the day, at the month, of the year, at my life, and knowing I've done good, I've helped, which is my real passion. I'm happy to sleep with a big smile on my face. That's my measurement of success.
Wow, love that.
Maybe it's a dessert you're eating that puts a smile on your face. Could be, because we did have popsicle pops. What happened to Jell-O pudding pops? I love those were wonderful, and you weren't born at that point, but they were the best popsicle
pudding
pops. Pudding pops.
So were they bendy or
no?
Oh,
it was just like pudding you put in the freezer with a stick in it.
But it froze.
Yes,
so it was the ice cream, basically.
It's ice cream, but custardy ice cream.
Ooh.
And Bill Cosby used to do the commercial say, "Pudding pop, pop, pudding pop. I love the pudding pop."
Yeah.
Good times.
So now me to my own question. Let me read it once more. How do you measure a purposeful life if not by dollars? Wow. Well, if I'm measuring other people's, I'm thinking to myself, same thing you guys said. Did they touch people? Did they make a ripple? Were they happy? Were they joyful? To me, joy is the biggest currency, especially lately, the most valuable currency. So I've been measuring my own life's success by how joyful I am, and I'm pleased to report I'm very successful.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. Do you guys think society and social media puts too much emphasis on money as a measurement of worth?
Hell yeah.
Explain.
I remember when Instagram started. It wasn't that long ago, was it? What was it, 10 years ago or something? And it was really a way to connect. That's something I liked about the app, and it was about pictures. And then the next thing you know, it became another way to social index, which is a way of saying to flex your position in society. And because pictures are so easy to pose and fake, it was accessible to everyone. I think social media largely was captured by this whole concept of social indexing to such a degree that now, going through my feed, I've reduced it down to like artists and small-time creatives and small business owners who are genuinely just creating because they enjoy the process of creating, not because they're trying to sell. But everything feels salesy about it. It's like capitalism invaded social media, and now everyone feels they need to be posturing and showing their success and the boats they're on and the trips they're taking and the drinks they're having and the food they're eating and the people they're fucking. And they all need to be of a certain caliber. It's a flex. It's all a flex. I don't know that social media created that. I think it was society, like you said, and social media just reflects it. That's just my take.
Yeah. Me or you? Amanda tends to have a way with words that's so perfect, just like you. Not as perfect as you, though. But yeah, no, I've seen folks go get their hair done before they do a live or before they put a story up, just to show another version of them that is not true. And I think that's just sad for our society, because everybody's worth, at least in those people's minds, is attached to the things they own and how they look on the outside. Nobody cares about the inside anymore.
I think people use social media as a way to gain validation, obviously. And because they are flexing what they may have or not have on a material standpoint, it encourages other people, their peers, family members, clients, or whatever, to think in their head that this person is better than me, whether or not they have the money or they just rented out a studio for $5 an hour and just are making fake content. Unfortunately, a lot of people place value on that. You can see by the number of people who are following influencers who are showing off their boats and cars and boobs, and people follow them and people want to be like them. And I remember being at a Tony Robbins seminar and was talking about a society that's full of Instagram pictures and filters, and that nothing is real anymore. But the way people view those people on social media, the ones who have followers, the ones who pretend they have the lifestyle and gloat about it, I think it just speaks to their emptiness. So to me, value is someone who is either an artist and is putting good information out there, or someone who is not tied to anything but their true source. Whatever comes from within, their information, their advice, their kindness comes forward, I think that's more valuable. And that's the people I want to follow versus people who are just pretending they have their life and just looking for validation.
Triple Shot Mindset.